guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm going to take this opportunity and go ahead and start tearing apart this 47. I have everything up here on the bench. I got my pan underneath there. I do have the linkage and the brackets and stuff removed from over here. The only thing I have not done is remove the neutral safety switch, reverse light switch basically there. We're going to have one brass fitting that we're going to have to remove with an easy out. You can see that was busted off, which is fine. We're not going to be using these anyway. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. The speed sensor is already out of it, so I don't need to take that out. So we're going to go ahead. Book says, and I'm going purely by the book, that we do the overdrive housing first and then turn it up on its side and do the pan and valve body. We're going to see how much water's inside here. I didn't give it much thought, but I did dump some water out of there from when I pressure washed it, so hopefully there isn't a whole bunch of water in there. So right now we're going to go ahead and get started and getting this thing tore apart. Alright, to get the overdrive extension housing off, you got 7/16 headed bolts to take out. Alright, after you get all your bolts out, you can go in between the main case and your extension housing and pry right here and get it loose. And then you can get it, as you get it loose, you can get a screwdriver in there and pry it the rest of the way off. Alright, after you get that out, you can take his thrust washer off, take your spacer off, and I'm going to orient everything the way it comes out of the transmission, and then also take your apply piston off. Alright, now I'm going to roll it up on its side and take the pan off. Not too bad. There's a little bit in there, but not too bad. Alright, with the pan out of place, I'm going to go ahead and get the park neutral safety switch out and the reverse light switch out of there, and then go ahead and take the valve body out of the way. Now there's 10 bolts that hold your valve body on. There's 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and then 4 around your governor solenoid. Alright, it's pretty noticeable, but you do want to pay attention at the different lengths of the bolts. You can see those right there. I have them laying on how they come off the valve body. You got the 4 around your governor solenoid, and then you have the 3 on this side of the valve body. You can see there's different steps on where they bolt in and at. So it's kind of almost self-explanatory, but you got 3 the same length, 4 the same length, and then 3 again the same length. So just pay attention to where you took them out. When I lay the valve body down over there, I'm going to put the bolts back in the corresponding holes. Now we can take and start taking this out. You want to be careful on your 8-pin DIN plug. You can get like a little leather mallet or something like that and tap on the edge of it to help get that started on its way out. Alright, now with the valve body out of the way, we can go ahead and pull off our spring and pull out our accumulator piston. And some models do have a spring inside here and some don't. This one does not. So I'm going to lay that over there on the bench just like that. I'm glad I opted for the Compre build from Fire Punk, because this is still just a factory piece, factory plastic piece here. Now I'll go ahead and take a 3/4 inch wrench and loosen up the jam nut over here on your front band adjustment and take that all the way out, and we'll go ahead and pull off the strut anchor, and then that'll allow everything to be loose. Now I'm going to come around here to the pump and take the cover off for the pump. Alright, there is 2 holes on this pump cover that are threaded. That way you can use a slide hammer and get it to come out that way. But you can also take a screwdriver or a pry bar and stick it in here and pry it out that way also. Alright, with the pump out of the way, you can grab a hold of the front direct drum and pull it out. Pull your front band out. This front band doesn't appear like it's just in too bad a shape. Alright, then we'll go ahead and pull this next section out. I believe it's the sun gear, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, now we're going to come around back here and pull this back cover off. Alright, with the apply piston out of the way, we can go ahead, there's a shaft right here, you push on the end and it comes out this back side of the case. There is 2 seals on it, so you got to press rather hard. You can see those 2 seals right there, and there will be new seals in your kit to put those on. Same thing here. This isn't under an extreme amount of pressure, so just get your snap ring out of there. Alright, the last thing to do, then the case will be completely apart, is take this apply lever out. On this other side over here, there's a 1/4 inch plug right there. You'll go ahead and take that out, and then that rod will come out of there. Alright, with that, this case is complete. The main case is completely apart, so we'll set it to the side. On the back side right here, there's 2 T25s that have to come out, and then there's a snap ring in there. Then you can pull the whole overdrive assembly out. Alright, with that cover off, what I use, this is an impact driver. As you hold on to it and you smack the top of it, it twists that. It gives it a pretty good aggressive downward force and twist. You can use this on a multitude of different things. It works really, really well. Now you got 1 round snap ring in here. And you have some clutches. There's a steel, and there's a friction. These clutches are in almost brand new condition in this overdrive housing. After you pull that set of clutches out, there's another flat snap ring, and then a wavy snap ring. I thought the wavy snap ring was supposed to be first. And then with that, you can go ahead and pull your overdrive unit out after you release this snap ring right here. Alright, there it is. It's pretty much completely tore apart. There is just a few more things that we're going to have to pull apart. There's a clutch pack in here. There's a set of clutches in here. The overdrive unit, we need to put that in my press over there. And then we're going to push on the bottom side right there. And then there's a spring and another clutch pack inside there that's going to be changed. The clutches that are inside the overdrive, those are in remarkably good condition. There's the steel right there. No burning. Here's a friction. That pretty much has a lot of life left on it. If I didn't already have everything I need, I probably would not tear apart this overdrive unit just because of the way this clutch pack looks. I'm going to assume the rest of the clutches look just the same, but we already have them. We're going to go ahead and take everything apart and change it. And we're going to build this transmission to hold probably on the 600 horsepower range. We're going to find somebody. I don't have a TIG welder. And we're going to finish and TIG weld all this together. I've saw that done several times where this center section here, they weld it to this outside band 100% all the way around. We got extra clutches in some place, and then we got a new accumulator piston that's in billet and new servo piston. We'll have to pull the pump apart and check it. I'm sure everything is fine inside there. There's some bushings down inside that need pressed and checked and clean or changed. There's another bushing inside there that needs taken out and checked, or I'm sorry, replaced. And then we'll have to go through and clean all of our gasket material off. I'm going to wash this really well. I'll set the overdrive housing on top of it and give it a nice paint job. So yeah, we should be ready to go. To put things back together next day or so. I will get things cleaned up, and then we will catch back up with you guys when I'm ready to start reassembly. Like I told you before, that triple disc, it is a Garin triple disc. It's going to cost me about $113 to send it back to Garin, and then another $350 for cut and clean. Another $113 back to me, and that's if it doesn't need any parts inside of it. I've made contact with a transmission shop here in Ohio up around the Cleveland area, and they've agreed to do a cut and clean for me, and they're going to take that as a core in turn. So we're going to work some things out that way. So I'm not going to save the clutches like I thought I was going to and put it in that transmission and sell it. I'm just going to use it as a core and get that my torque converter taken care of, and that's fine with me. I don't really need this other transmission. It was just going to be reassembled with these clutches if they're any good. If the clutches look like what they do in there, then boy, they're really good shape. So I could have put it in there and sold it as is used transmission. So with that, I think that's pretty much all I have for tonight. We'll get everything cleaned up and get ready for reassembly within the next couple of days, and then hopefully everything will be put together right. So this is the first time I've ever done this, but looking the way things come apart, it's relatively simple. Yeah, there was really no issues at all getting things apart. So one thing I will tell you never to do, and that's pressure wash it before you take it apart. Take it apart dirty and then clean it up afterwards, because there is some rust and stuff that we're going to have to deal with. Not major, because there was some oil inside there yet. We'll just have to take like a Scotch-Brite and clean that off of there. There was some other places where we're going to have to clean up. That's just clutch material in there. But other than that, yeah, there's a lot of places that we're just going to clean really fast with a Scotch-Brite and then call it good. It'll be fine. But wait until you're done to clean just the aluminum housing with water. So soap and water will be fine. Yeah, so if you guys don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you guys later.